Oh, okay, guys. Hey, guys, we're live. We do these every Sunday for the 100x Crypto Academy peeps. You can actually watch us live, you know, and we have this on YouTube. So, yeah, we come in every Sunday and just have a quick chat about crypto. And there's a lot of stuff that's happening um, at the moment, which we'll talk about because, we've got to be careful what happens in the crypto space because, as we saw last year, there's a lot of stuff that people ape into, and it's going to be the same this year with the AI stuff. So I hope you can hear me a bit because my microphone's down. Just having some technical issues, so I'm just playing it through the laptop, and then hopefully you can hear it. But yeah, other than that, crypto is still doing well. It's actually doing quite well because of the sudden influx of apparently this money's coming in from China. They're investing in billions every day, but that's what I heard. I'm not sure if it's true or not. I mean, I saw an article on Forbes about it. The Chinese were bringing in billions through into Bitcoin. So this is what's done this momentary pump over 1 trillion. But yeah, we'll talk about it more. What about yourself, Garth? How's your week been?
Been pretty good. Keeping busy. What else is happening? Nothing too crazy with the weather this week. Always like to mention the weather. Yeah, so it's been non-eventful, so that's been good. Nothing too crazy in the news. And Bitcoin. Well, we saw a bit of a sort of a pullback from the highs that we saw last week. I think it's like a 10-day low at the moment. But there's a lot of development going on, and I'll cover a few topics tonight. There's a couple little stories I want to cover. Some of the stuff we've talked about before and some of it's new. In case you guys have missed some of these developments, because they're about tokens and coins that we've talked about before. They're just new things that are happening on them that you may not be aware of. So yeah, I'll talk about that tonight.
Cool. So there's a couple of coins that, like I reckon we should just, this year, try to just focus on the solid stuff, and then if you can't resist and you want to get into these AI projects, which are just smoke and mirrors anyway. It's just people just trying to make money, so that they just create a project, NFT project or whatever. They just put AI in the end of it, and then they say that it's AI related, and then people ape in. We saw the same thing with shitcoin. We saw the same thing with NFTs and metaverse. It's just the same thing. It's just a different flavor. Now it's AI, so then they can just dupe newbies. Okay, so just be careful. But the real stuff that you want to be investing in is the hardcore stuff, the stuff that's really going to do well this year. And I think a lot of these lower tier L1s and even these L2s. Okay, so L2s are layer 2. And one of them that's popped up recently, which is, I think it'll do well this year, what's going on here? It's not allowing me to. Oh, okay. Entire screen. Sorry, my bad. So one that's going to do, I think, is going to do well this year is going to be Optimism. Now they had a massive airdrop not long ago. People like literally just got thousands. Like this was going back last year on the airdrop. So there's 615 million in this, and it had a recent pump. And it's because of Coinbase. So Coinbase announced that they're having their own layer. Basically, they're going to have their own blockchain, and they're going to have it on IP, which is Optimism, right? They've just chose Optimism. I'm not exactly sure 100% why, but Coinbase launches ETH layer 2 network based on Optimism OP pump 6%. So, Coinbase, it's kind of like, I don't know. They've got a lot of customers and whatever they're transitioning to with their stuff, with their own gear that they do, they're going to bring it onto Optimism. And Coinbase has got I remember the days when everyone would be worried. Like, back in the ICO days, this is what would happen. We would just be sitting back and we'd be going, okay, this is when it's going to pump. When it goes on Binance and when Coinbase lists them. But this is, going back 4 or 5 years ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago, sorry. So back then it was a big deal because Coinbase hardly ever any listed any coins. Now they just list everything. But back then it was just like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and they were just very, very particular on what they wanted to launch. But now they've changed their tune. They're very crypto savvy, and now they're bringing, they're going head deep into crypto with their own layer 2 on Optimism. So, I think that just their pull alone, and that because they've got millions of customers, is a good thing for crypto, and it's probably going to boost Optimism up. It's $2.87. All-time high was $3.22. But there's a lot of stuff happening on this layer 2, and it's worth noting anyway. It's worth taking a look at, because when Coinbase goes into something like this, they're not they got plenty of money behind them. So that's why always pay attention to things. Even though I don't like Coinbase, they've got millions of customers and they can help crypto. So when they go into this thing like OP, well, I take notice because one, it's Coinbase, and two, it's a layer 2. So this thing's going to be around for the next 5 years. So that's what I look for. Things that are nice, long term, and can go into $2.87. I mean, there's a max supply of 4.2 billion. Circulating supply is not a lot of circulating supply out at the moment. So yeah, a lot of inflation coming. I don't know the actual breakdown of the actual release dates or actual real-time inflation on it, but there's not much out. I mean, if you look at 2.4 billion, then look at the current supply of 214 million. It's not. I mean, you can do the maths on it. It's like 10%, 5%, if my maths is right. Like 5% of it, of the total supply, is out. That's not good. But anyway, so keep an eye on Optimism because it's a long-term play, and I like these long-term plays because we're in it for the long term, and we can sit on these things, and we can, who cares? 3, 4, 5 years. Hey, you know what? It's all good. We're buying it cheap, and that's what I always say about these ones. That look, you've just got to really look at it long term now, and I know what people don't want to do that because we're so conditioned to get things done, see profits quickly, and basically just everything. The whole world is working around the whole idea of getting your same day shipping. I want my package. I want it ordered as soon as I click this button, Garth. As soon as I click this button to buy my thing on Amazon, I want it delivered within 10 minutes. This is the attitude that we're seeing right now with people. You know what I mean? They're getting spoiled with the same day shipping and all this sort of stuff, right? They expect it to be there, and if there's a problem, it's dude. So this is why we've just got to if we look at it long term and just get all these layer ones now while they're cheap. Look at that. Polygon's moved up to top 10. Polygon moved down quite a lot. So these are in my opinion, these are the safe investments that I believe in. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't tell you to buy this. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Polygon. I still like Polygon. If you like XRP and Cardano, go for it. This one here is very surprising. This is very, very surprising. I've not seen OKB. I mean, this was like 80. This was like dropped at 80, 80. It's always been in the top 100. But now it is in the top 77. And look, it's $51 OKB. And this is, I believe it's an exchange. No, okay, my bad. Yeah, trade with confidence. And it's an exchange. So this is really surprising. This has come up from nowhere. With a 12 billion market cap. Holy cow. got unlimited supply, but so does Ethereum. Total supply out 300 million and 246 million of that is out. So wow, this is news. This has just come. Look at this. This has come from nowhere. Um, in the last 30 days, it's done 45%, and that's what's pushed it into the top 10. So anything that gets in the top 10, guys, it's a big deal. 12 billion market cap. So need to look into OKB a bit more. I'm looking at that as like kind of like a Binance coin, but I don't know the infrastructure behind it, what they're doing, but they've rocketed to number 7. So that's caught my attention. XRP, I don't really like that, but people like XRP. There's a guy on YouTube that all he does is XRP. I don't know how he does it, but he's been doing it for like the last 2 or 3 years. And all he ever talks about as a YouTube channel is XRP. I don't know how he creates videos consistently about XRP, even though I don't like XRP. Props to him, because how can you talk about one coin for 3 years and say the same shit? Anyway, Cardano pumped, put quite a bit of cash into, what was it? Old matey, can't remember, but then that's what pumped it. But anyway, so if you like Cardano, go, knock yourself out. Polygon, I'm still bullish on Polygon, and Solana. And this one here, this one's up. This is SETH, and Litecoin. So for me personally, I just go for all the safe shit. Avalanche, I like that as well, and I just go for the safe stuff that I know that's going to be around for the next 5 to 10 years. That's what even Bitcoin Cash is still around, and Stellar Lumens. All this stuff here, near protocol, all this is going to be around the next 5 years, in my opinion. That's what I'm going to invest in because I play the long game. That's just what I do. All right. So keep an eye on that one with OP and with Coinbase putting a fair bit of dough into bringing their stuff on chain with their crypto stuff. Check out OKX, which is that one's. OKB, sorry, OKB. That one surprised me. There is some other stuff I want to talk about. I'm just going to find it. Did you want to chime into anything?
Yeah.
Did you want to?
Sure, I got some news there. Let me just share the screen. Give me a second. Here we go. So, all right, can you see that?
Yep.
So you'll hear about this thing called ordinals. I won't go into too much detail about what ordinal is. You can always Google search it, or I'll drop some links in Discord for some people. But it's ordinals are similar to NFTs, except they're based on satoshis. So like an individual, like the Satoshi is like the smallest divisible unit of Bitcoin, for example, right? And it's the smallest, and I think it's like 1 million or something like that from memory, or something to that effect. And what happens is with ordinals, you can actually modify the single Satoshi and do some cool things to it. You can actually sort of turn it into an NFT, or put these things called inscriptions into them, which I'll get to in a sec. So Xverse is basically a wallet, and they call it Bitcoin wallet for the Web3. Now, as you know, Bitcoin really doesn't have a wallet for Web3. Now, they've just rolled out support for ordinals, which essentially allows NFTs on the Bitcoin blockchain. So they're a little bit different to normal NFTs, and in a few different ways. But it's pretty cool that they've rolled this out. And if we go down, what was also interesting is, if we have a look down here, the actual, you've got the founder, but the people who actually back some of these projects are pretty big. So you've got this here, and this is talking about this web wallet ordinal. So this is something that at the moment, like it's not easy to do ordinals or anything like that. None of the normal wallets do it. So you need a wallet that's compatible so you can do it. And this allows, like, for example, they're opening up a marketplace for Bitcoin NFTs, which has, it's a whole different thing that we haven't really dealt with before. So there's this Bitcoin based one, right? So that's ordinals. Then if we have a look at this one here, this is ordinals to Litecoin. Now, you just mentioned NG Litecoin, right? Now, what happened was someone basically put a tweet out, this guy, and said 5 Litecoin, whoever ports this to Litecoin. So they took this project here that was for Bitcoin, and I think it was, I don't know, it wasn't very long, but after that, I think this was February. And then what happens is Casey, who was the one that did Bitcoin for ordinals, they then created the Litecoin ordinal project, and it was ported over. And then the first inscription was inscribed on the blockchain. So an example of what can happen is they actually put this document of the Mimblewimble white paper within Litecoin. This was so the Mimblewimble is like an upgrade, a bit like Sedgwick and Taproot and stuff like that. It's an upgrade to the Litecoin network, but they put the live paper directly into one of the essentially like a Satoshi of Litecoin. And so they started working on this project, and it's sort of taken off. And basically, this Mimblewimble, which is a name from a spell from Harry Potter, right? It's the upgrade to Litecoin blockchain, aims to enhance the network's privacy and transaction size. So obviously, Litecoin wants to, sort of move forward with development and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. So this might be pretty cool for Litecoin, but it's also interesting about this ordinals. So then if we jump over to the actual ordinals website, which is, well, let's see if I can find it here. We'll go have a look. This is one of them. This is actual GitHub for Litecoin. And this is the website. So if you click on the website, you can check it out. I'll put the links in Discord. But what it does is people have these inscriptions. There's a lot of things you can do. But every single block, every single Satoshi inside, you can have a block inside the actual Satoshi of, like, say, Litecoin itself. It can have an inscription in there. And what's happening is people are putting like basically PNGs, they're putting other files and putting them into the actual blockchain forever. So, for example, this one here, if we click on it, this is the inscription and the ID, and this is the address. And they've actually put this PNG, basically an image, into this particular Satoshi. And this can be transferred to someone else. And it's different to NFTs because NFTs usually rely on, like, Ethereum, for example, and Ethereum type networks. So this is very different. And this will, it'll bring a whole new thing to do with collections and a lot of other different things that are capable. They have a different name other than NFTs for them. They call them like digital artifacts and stuff like that, which is slightly different to some of the properties of NFTs. So that's pretty cool. Some of the new stuff I've got for you is that Uniswap traders can now buy NFTs with both Uni, SHIB, or any Ethereum token. So as you know, with if you want to buy NFTs, you've got to be using Ethereum. Well, what Uniswap's done is made it on their marketplace. You can just go to here, the Uniswap, uniswap.org. You go to the marketplace, and what we'll do is when you go there, it will actually swap automatically any other token, and it does that with a universal router using the most cheap, efficient route, because they bought companies. I think we were talking about aggregators like NFT aggregators previously. They bought, I think, Genie. Yeah, Genie. So they bought that and they use that now as part of their system. So it's pretty interesting. So basically, Uniswap now is allowing for NFTs to be not like on OpenSea. So that's very interesting. And then to go on to OpenSea, remember we talked about Blur, right? Well, Blur is like the new OpenSea and literally has taken 85% of all transactions over now off OpenSea. OpenSea is like dead, and and Blur is like just taking it all. Well, they're offering 300 million in extra tokens for loyal NFT traders. So it's massive incentive to bring more and more users to the platform. So that will be very interesting. We could see that do extremely well in the future because they're basically bringing over, a lot of people that were on OpenSea, and now they're bringing them over here, and you're getting paid in these tokens are going to be airdropped. So that was pretty cool. And I think the last,
I just wanted to chime in
yeah,
with Blur. Just with Blur, there's it's I guess in long term it'll be like whether they're going to stay or with Blur or they're just going to come and get the money for the airdrop and then just go back to OpenSea. So I think that we saw this with LooksRare. I remember I was trying to figure out.
yeah, looks rare. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out. I couldn't
I
remember
don't
the
know
name
where is
last
looks
week.
rare now.
Yeah, well, this is what happened with LooksRare. LooksRare had this they incentive to when you trade, you get this
Yep,
look token or whatever
that's
the
right.
token
Yep,
was. So that people came to that, made tons of money and then just went back to OpenSea. Now with
yep,
Blur, the only thing that concerns me is the same thing might happen with Blur. See,
that's
because
true.
all this trading right now, it's not wash trading, it's real trading, but it's incentivized trading. It's not comparing to OpenSea where OpenSea was. The trading on there was real because it wasn't incentivized. It was like people wanted to buy NFTs. Here on
Yep,
Blur, they're basically saying you rack up all your bids, um, and the more bids you rack up, if you just go to their website, actually connect to their
yep,
site, and you'll see you can go to your wallet and then go to and you see where you are in the leaderboard, and
yes,
all you got to do is bid up, and then they're going to give they'll tell you how many tokens that you're going to get, right? Which is a great incentive, like you said, Garth, to use the website and trade. But the only concern is whether that when this finishes and the drop is done and people get their thing, are they going to go back to OpenSea? And
mm,
also for the token, um, if you're going to buy the token, you got to be very careful because uh, you're gonna get these with this $300 million airdrop, right? They're not going to
yep,
give you an ETH. They're going to give you in Blur. So
that's
what's going
right.
to happen to the price of Blur? It's going to dump. So yeah, just be very careful if you're going to invest. I personally probably wouldn't invest in Blur the token at all because I know what's going to happen after that airdrop, and
Yeah, everyone's going to
um,
sell.
everyone's going to sell, and it could turn into another looks rare. So I hope it doesn't, and I hope it does well, because if they do it right, play their cards right, they can actually turn this into a more of a long term thing. And I hope people stay and they're just not there for the quick cash. But
Mm,
then again, this is crypto. So we'll see
that's
what
right.
happens. But
Exactly.
I was watching some YouTube videos, and some guys were getting like 30, 40K airdrops because
Wow.
they knew about Blur last year, so
Yep.
they were bidding, buying shit all, and then they got and this is the last airdrop, I believe, this third one. So
Yep.
I
All
wouldn't
good.
buy the port.
Some more news. So Matic dropped 6% as Polygon Labs slashes headcount by 20%. So they're laying off, and 20%, that's 100 employees. They've basically, this was announced on January 11 that they'll be laying off 100 employees. And it's come out now. So, yeah, basically, these people, 100 employees, got laid off and got 3 months severance pay. But, what that really means is development's going to slow down on, Polygon / Matic. I would say for a little while, and obviously they're doing it so they can sustain through this market at the moment the way it is, and that's just something to be aware of as well. So you probably won't see maybe as much development going on as previously, but just be aware of that. So the number of developers in this project has dropped because they got rid of about 100 of them so far. Not sure if they're all developers, but yeah, they laid off 100 employees. So is that one there? What else is there? There's another one. This Blockto, blocto.io. So it's another like a wallet, right? What's interesting about this wallet is the main investor is Mark Cuban.
Yeah, he's still into crypto, eh?
Yeah. And, you got good old Top Shots, which are currently fighting a legal battle, trying with SEC, I believe. They're not having much luck because they're trying to say that they're like a securities, which is pretty crazy, which is associated with flow. Yeah, but it's interesting. So, but this, this they reckon they've got in this particular app, they've got 1.5 million users, and they reckon
I've
80%.
got the app.
You
It's
have?
pretty good. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
try that.
And all 80% of flow stakers choose Blockto. So flow must be like one of the things. Plus, I got 300 apps integrated with it. But yeah, and the reason why that one came up is because we go over and have a look at raises on DeFi Llama. We'll just jump into raises. I always like to see where the money's going. If we scroll down, here we go. Blockto, right? Mark Cuban is valued at $80 million. 80 million. Now it's doesn't say how much it was funded. Let me just have a quick look. We'll double check that.
Yeah, Blockto is just basically runs on flow. That's what Blockto is.
There you go. So basically, 80 million valuation for Blockto crypto wallet. So there you go. So obviously it's
yeah. He's been smashed lately. I mean, obviously when he got smashed with BlockFi, right? He was selling that to all his Dallas Mavericks loyal patrons. That didn't go down well for him. But prior to that, remember Titan? Remember that coin that pumped like crazy? We were in it, and then it dumped. I'm pretty sure.
That was a stable coin. It was one of the early stable coins. That's right.
Yeah, it was like a DeFi thing. And
that's right. He was into that. He lost
Cuban was in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he reckons he got out. He reckons he got out of it, but he actually went public with it, and he goes, "Oh, this coin Titan," and people jumped into it. That's why it boomed. As soon as I found out Cuban was in it, it moved, and then remember that just crashed overnight. So he's not having a good run, and then now with Blockto, it's not. He hasn't had a good run in crypto. Put it that way.
No, that's right. Yeah, I just did a quick look on Perplexity, and it says he's the owner. That's right, of Dallas Mavericks. He lost money on Titan, which was part of Iron Finance. It went from
That's right. That's it.
It went from $60 to $0. I'm trying to see how much he actually had. I don't know.
200. I think 250,000 or something in it.
Oh, was it? Okay, yeah. It doesn't actually say in this article. Yeah, it was an algo coin. That's right.
But the thing was that once people found out he was in it, everyone aped in. That's why it took off.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning of the end with these. What do they call them?
Algo coin. So algo.
Algorithmic stable coins. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
They all fell. They fell like dominoes.
A whole range of them. It was amazing. It was a good time. It was a good time.
It was a good time. It was a good time. Sorry, what was that? You were saying before?
What else was there? Oh, there wasn't too much. If there was so there's Blockto, and I had a look at if there was any other like decent amounts of money raised. Yeah, there wasn't really too much. That was sort of there was 25 million for another one called Towns. It's actually called Towns.com. And their idea is they want to basically, how you got Discord, right? Well, Discord's basically like a messaging platform. Well, they want to create their own messaging platform, but where you can sort of set up communities and stuff like that. But yeah, they got $25 million. And I think who was behind that one? Let me find out who the investor was on that one. I can't see it at the right second. I think the company was called A16Z. They invest in a lot. I'll try and find it. But yeah, it's called Towns. HNT Labs created it. Ben Rubin, co-founder, House Party, Meerkat, Brian Meek. Former general manager of engineering at Skype. That's what amazes me, right? These people that have worked for big tech companies previously, right? And they've probably big payouts, made a lot of money, and then went on to, I'll just show them a screen with that Towns one I'm talking about. Yeah, they just go, oh, what are we going to do now? Oh, let's create a new project because we want to build something better than what we've got. So this one's called towns.com, which they probably paid a pretty penny for that domain name, I reckon. But the idea is it's a group chat protocol for online communities. I mean, we've seen a lot of stuff like that before. But if you have a look at it, it looks just like Discord. Have a look at that screenshot there, right? It literally looks like a mirror. But the difference is you have to use your wallet to connect. So they're like, because what they're really saying is, why do they have it? And the idea is everything's related to a DAO. You have a community, you control it, you make it yours, you can sell it off. Then you can build protocols. It's got smart contracts built into it. It's all decentralized. And the idea is it's kind of like Discord, but remember Discord is owned by a company, so and it's not very security orientated because there's a lot of hacks and stuff like that. So they're trying to build that sort of Discord. I suppose that's what Towns is all about, but make it decentralized and basically to do with your keys, or you need your wallet to get into it. So very interesting to see how that will go, whether it takes off. But you got some pretty big people behind it, so it's fascinating. Doesn't mean it's going to work, but they got the potential to make it work. Especially if they've used to work at Skype and companies like that. So yeah, the one to check out. Who knows? And it's only alpha at the moment. So
yeah, these things they're difficult. They're difficult to get off the ground because they're a community based sort of thing. I mean, like I said, like Discord. Okay, Discord works. There's some things about Discord that I don't like, but spammers and stuff. But it does everything that needs to do. I mean, now with Midjourney, that's kind of like goes through Discord. So Discord's a pretty powerful tool. I don't know how this is going to go because do we need another tool that will do what Discord does? Because if it does, I'll just keep on using Discord. So we'll see. We'll see.
Right, the value. That's right. Like you can't, if you just want to replace another app, to me it's a very difficult thing. I mean, good on it for having a go at it, but people are not like, they're very simple. If you said, if Discord does it for them, why would they change? And Discord's been evolving for a long time. What you got to do is you got to create a new product that completely wipes out the need to use the old product.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
I mean, it's like Elon Musk with now electric cars. I mean, he came into an industry where it was dominated by massive companies, and he just basically flipped the whole car industry on the head, and now basically took over the car industry. What he's done with cars is amazing. But he's got so many things connected to to Tesla. He's basically just disrupted the whole industry, and now he's been talking with OpenAI, which is his company, and then he brings out Chappy Chip, which has been going on for a while. But when they launched it, I mean, this guy just hit everything he's touched just turns to gold. I mean,
Mm,
Chat GPT, Microsoft comes along, okay, here's 10 billion, let's get this thing going. So it's just incredible what he's done, but that's what you've got to do. You've got to, I mean, Google are now panicking because of
mm,
Chat GPT. Now, Microsoft's like, yeah, okay, now we can get some more market share back because they're big, although Bing's pretty big, it's not as big as Google. They're like, yeah, let's get back at it. So it needs to not only disrupt, but it needs to just totally flip it on its head and say, give people an incentive to go to this tool instead of the existing tool because there's no need because Discord does everything that possibly that project does now. But again, obviously, once it comes out, so it's got to be much better. It's just got to change the game, and that's kind of like what products have got to do these days. They've just got to change the game, and if you do have a product that changes the game like ChatGPT, just absolutely change the game.
yeah. You
Honestly,
remember
man.
how we said in 5 days that they reached 1 million users? Guess how many
Yeah,
million? Guess how many they have now? 2 months
probably
later,
10.
100 million.
Yeah, it's absolutely like ChatGPT is amazing.
I
Honestly,
went there
I
today. I went there today, and they offered
yeah,
that $20 a month for the what do you call it? Oh yeah, all it was you pay $20 a month, and you get to jump ahead of the queue, and you don't have to wait. Like if that's all it was literally you get a little bit of server time if you pay the $20, and yeah, if you don't pay the bucks, we don't guarantee anything. It's great, but I mean,
but that's the
imagine that.
thing. People do it because
I
the
used
thing
it
with
today. I used it today, dude. It was
and the thing is ChatGPT, like you can literally go and type anything in and it'll tell you.
yeah,
Um, and there's tons of videos on YouTube about it. And you can actually talk to it like a real person. And you can
yeah,
say, "Oh, did you understand this?" And it'll come back and go, "Yes." It's like,
yeah,
what the hell? It's like a robot you're talking to.
yeah,
Okay, go and write me a short story or type in the question. If you have a problem, type it into ChatGPT and it'll give you the solutions. It's
yeah.
crazy, absolutely crazy. So you can do a lot of stuff with it, man. You can do
I
tons of
saw
stuff with it.
a video of what was it? It was a robot that um it was like an android. I'll see if I can find it. But it was basically a robot that looked human, and then it was linked to ChatGPT, so you could talk to it. And I watched the video, and it was like, oh my goodness, that is out there because basically it had like that conversation ability with like you experience, which is if you've never experienced before, it's quite interesting. Like it's really good. But then they put it into this actual Android basically that looked so human. It was unbelievable. I don't know how to describe it. I'll try and find the video so I can show you because when you see it, it's pretty wild. So I'll have a look for it now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we haven't seen yet, but it's still coming out, and it's got to move over to the crypto space. Right now, it's in the mainstream and it's in the internet and stuff. And everyone that's internet savvy already know about ChatGPT and stuff. But it's those people. It's like it hasn't really done big moves in the crypto space. Not really, in my opinion. I haven't seen a project that has been a game changer yet with AI. There's been old projects and now kind of either tagging themselves to AI or they're just using AI more instead of prediction market, which was just a flip of a coin. Which was look at prediction market and AI are totally two different things. Totally two different.
Mm,
So anyway, I don't think that we've seen it yet, but I think it could come out this year that we're going to see some sort of AI product that is crypto related and it's going to change the game. And until we see that product, or hope we see a product this year, and if it does, and it changes the game like ChatGPT does, then we're going to get onto it because that's going to be the one that's going to just freaking skyrocket and it can
yeah.
change everything.
Well, check out this video I've got sharing now. Just let me know when you can see it.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, can you see that?
yeah.
Okay, check. That's at full screen. Can you still see it?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's like a robot. And look at the facial expressions and the movement and stuff like that. And the hands, all the fingers move like real hands. And this same one, they hooked this up to Chat GPT, and it was having a conversation just completely real time. Yeah, it like and this is stuff that we see. It's not imagine the stuff that we don't see, because I've heard stuff about that. The AI that we get to use is nothing compared to what actually already exists that they have not released. So that is, oh yeah, there's another one. Check that out. So that's a robot hand playing with a little ball, and see how difficult that is, like putting it in your fingers and rolling it around. And there you go. That's attached to that case. It's, I know that is pretty wild, man. Like that is just the dexterity, and that is pretty crazy. So yeah, so it's very interesting. I sort of like yourself follow AI, and what's interesting is there's so much coming in AI, which is also going to affect crypto. Remember, we're only up to GPT-3. Well, GPT-4 is coming, DALI 3 is coming, Stable Diffusion 3 is coming. There's AGI. Google has got something out coming soon. There's just a whole gamut of stuff that's coming out, and most of this is like subdued. I even heard that what's that big? You know that big company, that investment company? Is it BlackRock? That big one that owns
Yeah,
the world. I
yeah,
heard right that BlackRock has AI software which basically is what they use to invest in projects and determine where to put their money. And apparently, they have one of the biggest AI network thing, bigger than anyone else. I couldn't. It makes sense though. It makes sense that they've modeled something using AI, which allows them to be so massive. I mean, they've got so much money they can put into it, and they use that, I believe, to manage their investments and obviously grow them, because they just hold so much money. It's crazy. They own everything really. So yeah.
yeah,
Anyway, very
yeah.
interesting.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's AI is coming into every
Imagine if
part of
AI,
every part of
like
it.
Skynet, imagine if AI like attaches itself to like Bitcoin or something like that. Then it becomes, and imagine if it combined itself with Bitcoin and somehow could control computers and stuff. It'd be like Skynet, dude. And it would be indestructible. You couldn't turn it off, because I've heard stories where they like there's a lot of fun memes too where they turn off, they allow the AI to run, and then they go, oh, this is getting out of control, and they turn it off and shut it down. I've heard stories about that. For different weird reasons. I don't know if it's true or not, but it sounds cool. But yeah, can you imagine if AI started taking over stuff and became self-aware, and all of a sudden got out on the internet and then out onto blockchains? It'd be unstoppable. It'd be literally like Skynet. That I mean, that movie. I mean, it's so funny. You watch these movies like years ago. Oh wow, that's pretty crazy. But literally, it is like what's going on right now. Like that, the whole idea of how all of a sudden AI becomes aware of itself, and then it just infiltrates the whole world. That is literally like Skynet. That whole concept. It is quite sort of scary in a way. In a way. So yeah, very interesting stuff.
Yeah, no, there's a lot to come with AI, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what we're going to see. Hopefully, we'll see a really good project this year that'll flip it, and for crypto, because that's what we do. And yeah, if we see it, we get into it early, guys. Um, could be massive, but it's got to change the game. It's got to be something like that just changes the game. Everything changes everything for crypto. If it's AI and it comes out, we need to hit it hard, because this could, if it takes off, it's like those coins, Shiba and all those meme coins and shit. Um, Although they didn't amount, well, they were just projects that people got into early,
Mm.
and yeah, people made squillions. Um, I was going to say, uh, yeah. So going back to the stuff that that we say every week is to just sorry, card is to just uh, stay with the normal stuff. Okay, stay with the stuff that is going to be solid. All right, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all that other stuff. You start layer ones and your layer twos, and then uh, sorry, we just got some people coming. And stay with that sort of stuff, and then keep a track of what's coming up. Obviously, with all the new stuff coming up. Um, but yeah, Bitcoin's down. Good opportunity to buy. Now, I believe that this money is coming from China. So I read there was an article on Forbes about it. China pumping in billions into Bitcoin, or the crypto market. So that's why it pumped. I don't know if it's true or not, but you can read that article. I'll post it on Discord. But yeah, other than that, mate, I'm pretty much good to go. I'm been watching these coins, and yeah, I'm just keeping an eye out on some new developments, which hopefully will be good for us. What about yourself?
Sure. Yeah, no, just accumulating like what we're doing. We talk about all the time. It's very boring, doing the dollar cost averaging. But at the end of the day, it's all about retiring with a big chunk of Bitcoin. I mean, who knows? One Bitcoin might be worth $1 million soon. 10, like we talk about, 5-10 years or whatever. And so you don't really need much if you sort of spent 20 grand, whatever it is, 24 grand, 23 grand to get one Bitcoin, and then that one Bitcoin is worth $1 million in the future, and your dollar cost averaging to it. It's going to change your life dramatically, and that's what we're all about. So that's my plan. Same as your plan. Accumulate BTC and these layer ones, layer twos, and have some fun along the way.
Yeah, now's the time to get them, guys, because everything's down. So we buy now, and then the next bull run comes. I think we're going to see a six-figure Bitcoin.
Yep.
So the stuff that we're buying now will obviously translate. Could 5-10x, especially the lower cap and the smaller cap and the lower cap layer twos and stuff could double, triple, and even the smaller caps. Ones like things that we've spoken in the past that uh, could do really well. I think like Minya, Parsec. There's tons of them that we've spoken about. Casper, and even those other ones that are doing, you get into them and they're lower. Algo will do well, I think. But go to go to CoinGecko and go to the second screen, right? Because that's a good way of getting these really low cap gems. So you just you do, because CoinGecko's got every 100, right? So they get optimism, I think, but you're going to this is the top 200. So you got Radix. I'm still staking Radix actually. Radix, this Fetch AI. I'm not sure how well it will go, but that's got an AI thing to it. But then you go down like Casper, this B. I don't know what that is, but it's going up. So yeah, just go down the list with 200s and 300s, and you could get into these low caps. This QDM still going, and these are the ones that are going to do the best ROI because they've got a smaller cap. So how CoinGecko works is the top number one is obviously Bitcoin, got the highest market cap, right? And then it goes down. So the lower the market cap, the easier it is to moon, because Bitcoin's market cap now is 449 million. So to basically theoretically to double that price, to go to 50K, it's got to get another 500 billion. Now that's not easy to do, but with Bitcoin, can do it because it's the leader, right? It will just take time. So that's why you go as you go further down, as you can see down here, as you scroll down, like 59, that's like 558 billion. So as you keep on going further and further and further deep into the 200s and 300s, these are the lower caps. So you look for the lower cap coins, which are still doing a lot of dev work, and then these are the ones that could potentially do really, really well because it's easier to double 100 million than to double 1 billion, right? To double 1 billion, you got to go to 2 billion. To double 100 million, well, it's easy. You just got to go to 200 million and you're still doubling. So you're doubling your money. So that's why these lower caps always do well, ROI short term. And it could be something that you guys want to have a look at if you want to make some quick profits. But then obviously, like I was saying, spill that back into Bitcoin and your layer ones and your layer twos, because they're the ones that are going to be around in the next 5 years' time. All right. So your lower caps, short term, flip it, take your money, and then just put it back into the stable stuff. And same with not just that, just same with everything in your life. This is what I do. Get other money from somewhere else, whatever it is, then buy some more Bitcoin. It doesn't have to be from online. It can be from your job. Just squirrel some away, but just think of it this way, okay? Before we go, just think of it this way. If you believe that Bitcoin's going to be $1 million one day, it could be there. I believe it's going to be there. It's just going to be the question is when, right? With these halvings that are coming up, if I'm wrong and it doesn't get there at 230, it's going to get there at 234. 232, which is the next Bitcoin halving, 2024, 2028, 2032. What's 2 years? What's 4 years? Nothing. Because think of it this way: if you invest now into Bitcoin, you're putting, let's say you put $100 right now into Bitcoin today. In 7 years, 8 years time, which is not a lot of time, that could turn 50x. So you put $100 in, and guess what? He's turning into $5,000. If it work, obviously, I don't know, but I believe it will be that like one day. But I'm not a financial advisor. You can't just, you need to do your own due diligence. Okay, so that's the way I look at it. Hey, if I put $500 into it now, it's $5,000. How many times you $5,000 is one a day? Okay, I can do it today, do it tomorrow, do it whenever I got cash. Boom, $100 into 5K. Do it all day long. All right. It's just the other thing. It's just to get more money, right? So that's the way I look at it because I think of it long term, and that's the way you look at Bitcoin. Just think of it long term. Just say if there was a guarantee, Garth. If I said to you, mate, I'll guarantee that you give me $100, I'll give you 5K back immediately. How many $100 would you give me?
As many as you could.
You'd go and kill the next door neighbor and get his money, wouldn't you? Or you cut a deal with him.
Yeah.
Cut a deal with him, give him only $2,000. You take the rest of the $3,000, give it to me, and I'll give you $5,000. See?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about. So that's the way you got to think. You got to think there's no guarantee, but if you believe in crypto and believe in Bitcoin long term, it's just a matter of time, in my opinion, because we've got those halvings that come up and just keep on smashing that inflation and just make it more and more rare. Bitcoin just makes it more and more rare every time. They can't print the shit, right? They cannot print it. So I'm loving it. I just think long term with the stuff. Anyway, that's about it, mate. Unless you've got anything else to share.
No, I think we'll wrap it up.
Okay, cool. Get a bit of a weird background in the background there.
Yeah, I know. This is a bit blurry.
All blurred up. Yeah. So if you've got any questions, guys, just leave it in the Discord or comment. We'll share later. And we'll come on every Sunday if you want some more. If you want to join Discord, just go to hunterxcryptoacademy.com. So thanks for coming on, Garth, and thanks everyone for chiming in. And we'll see you guys next week, hopefully with some more coins to talk about. And hopefully we can crack that golden goose. Hopefully something comes along this year that's really, really appetizing, and we can get into it early, and we can 100x or 1,000x would be nice, but we'll see. No guarantees. So have a good week, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys. Bye.
Great catches.